Hey everybody, Lucilla Lee. It's a Madcap Sunday. That's all I'm going to say is I'm going to do a blind interview with a person, and we're going to get some interesting topics going. So I hope you enjoy this and have a bit of a giggle. And we're going to be saying hi to Bindi. Hello, Bindi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. How's it all going with this, COVID-19 in your life?
Learning changes and different ways we can help to stop the spread. Yeah.
Okay, now I want to, ask you some, I want to ask you some questions on, concerns that people have now in society and, in the community about this COVID-19 and where it's going and where it's leading us to, and the isolation and the topics and your views on this app, and whether you think it's for censorship, and a few other topics like the school. What are your thoughts on that? But what we'll start off first with, Bindi, if you don't mind me asking, is what do you think of the app that this government is trying to introduce? Do you think, like a lot of people out there, are suspicious, is paranoia that the government is trying to collect your information and have you where you're censored and that sort of thing? Do you, Bindi?
Well, see, this is how I say it. I don't know too much about the app. I know a little bit, so I'm not going to speak too much on the app because I don't know much. But I do know is I don't feel comfortable. I don't think anyone would feel comfortable with their personal information. I don't even think the government themselves would feel comfortable with the personal information, knowing people know your information, your location. They do say it's necessary to stop the spread. I understand that everyone has their own different thoughts and opinions. Me personally, I see it as if everyone did obey the rules and the law at the moment, and yes, I know it doesn't sound great, it's stupid when we say law. You can't go outside. It's
You mean
legal.
martial law?
Yeah. But the thing is, at the moment, that's what we need to do to make the spread stop. So, that in itself, I don't like the idea. The app at the moment isn't even working. I tried to download it. They said it did work, and then now they're saying it doesn't work. But when they were saying it was working, I was trying to download it, and it didn't work.
I think with a lot of people, they actually tried to. I was one of them, Bindi, to find that it's either the app's not there or they're introducing the app. I don't know, but yeah, that's right.
It's the internet. They need to fix that up in their technical point. But yeah, I'm not going to go too further into that. I think
they named it Trace Together. That's what they were saying on the news. That's what it's been advertised as, Trace Together. Yeah, it is called that. And yeah, I don't know, it's just one big, not anyone's really comfortable with it, and I don't think it is the right way to go around it, in my opinion. Everyone has their own, like I said, but in my opinion, it's just hard when people are being ignorant, and that is what you're being. Not all of you, some people are trying to stop it, but there's so many ignorant people that... You mean the law benders?
Yeah, the ones that really don't give a damn if someone dies or gets sick, or, and some people say, but we're not sick, we don't have it. Well, that's great and all, but you don't know if a bench has it, or you don't know if the air around you has it, so, yeah. And
do you think that there's a lot of people out there that actually aren't aware that they've got it and they're spreading it in the community, whether, I don't know, you'd have to know whether you're sick or you had the flu, you had a runny nose or that sort of thing. So, as you said, a lot of people running around ignorant to the fact, and then there's a lot of people that don't have any symptoms at all, present any signs and that, and they're got COVID. So it's a bit hard, isn't it?
Well,
You
yeah,
think?
because the thing is also that is not going to, in my opinion, work. Is, at the moment everyone should be staying home unless they're going to the supermarket to get food or something like that.
Yeah,
Or
like you
they
said, the
say
government
go for
says.
a walk, or like the government says allowed. But in saying that, when the person goes to the supermarket, yes, they're isolating themselves, but they may have the virus without even knowing, because they said you can have the virus without even showing symptoms. You can be fine.
That's right.
That person could go to the supermarket. Doesn't matter if it was for 5 minutes, 2 minutes. They've infected at least, they say, up to 5 people. Or no, 3 people, sorry.
About 5, it would be about 4 to 5
yeah.
count, yeah.
So they said it
From one
affects up
person.
to that many people. Now, in saying that, everyone that goes to the supermarket could infect you. So even that doesn't add up. And yes, they are wiping down, and they're doing amazing. I must say, I must applaud the shopping centres, because they are doing good with the sanitary, especially Woolworths. I must say, I've seen them spraying and all that kind of stuff. But it's still not going to fix the pandemic, I don't think.
And it's good to see, I suppose, the supermarkets now getting back to normal, which is a really good thing, because, with the panic buying, it was quite wow, man, So it's good to see that society now. You reckon is when you go to the supermarket, you get what you need? Do you think that? Loo paper and that is getting back to normal, meat and that sort of thing? The things, I mean, there's still limits on loo paper, sanitizer and pasta, I think. But apart from that, I don't know, just my opinion. What do you think, Bindi? You think it's all getting back to normal?
I do, and one thing I want to say is it was ridiculous. A couple of weeks ago, I couldn't understand what was going through people's brains to think toilet paper, out of everything, toilet paper was going to save you in a pandemic with a virus.
Poor people's bottoms.
What?
Would have had to suffer.
How is that going to save you?
Yeah.
It's not. That's ridiculous. So, I'm glad the shopping centres are back to normal. Everything is. I've gone back. Not everything's there, but it's getting back to normal.
And like another topic, do you think and we'll leave it at this topic, because what I'm going to do is, I don't know whether I told you guys, are going to be part 1 and part 2. So I'll finish with the topics of now, asking Bindi what she thinks a little bit about the schools and how they should handle things. What do you think, Bindi? What do you think's important for the students to get back to normal at school?
Well, there's been a lot of miscommunication with the school education, I believe. A lot of kids weren't going to school.
And do you think that the kids are well educated over this COVID or not?
Oh, definitely not. I don't think many children or kids or adults or teenagers are aware of how serious and what it is, and the information that needs to be spread for them to understand. But in saying that, there's others that do, and they're very above board with the knowledge, and they know exactly what's going on. But yeah.
And do you think that compulsory testing, temp testing, compulsory hygiene and that at high schools, primary schools, from the classroom, from going to the toilet, from the playgrounds, everything from the time you enter school to finish school, that it should be now a full-on, this is the way it's going to be in their education system?
I 100% agree with that. They should be. But the thing is with teenagers, they do what they want. They go to the bathroom every day. Now, I'm saying that if the government can make sure as soon as everyone goes to the toilet, they clean it. But they can't. See, they can't have someone sit out the toilet and wait for them to go to the toilet and clean it. So do you think,
Bindi, that educating the high schools and the primary education would benefit the children's long run in the risk of contracting this hygiene, and why it's so this virus, and it's so important to keep up the hygiene practices? And
oh, definitely. And I
Yes.
think even with hand sanitizer, now each classroom should have 3 bottles of hand sanitizer.
Well, they say basically, don't they, Bindi, that soap and water's more effective than sanitizers. So
Yeah, but not
Yeah.
many people. But yes, that's definitely true. But not many people are going to go to the bathroom. See, they're lazy. A lot
Yeah.
of people, and especially teenagers in schools, they're not going to walk down to the whole toilet to just wash their hands to feel, some may, that's great and all, but the majority won't. They'll use hand sanitizer. But even if you go in classrooms and you look, they don't have hand sanitizer at all. And it's, the government is saying all this, you've got to track, but they're not doing their whole part in the pandemic.
Okay, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this. Okay, now this is part 1. Okay, look out for part 2. Like, subscribe and comment. And as I said, few more giggles coming this way with Madcap Sunday with Lucilla. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye until part 2. Bye, everybody. Say bye-bye to Bindi. Bindi, say bye-bye to everybody.
Bye, guys. See you. We'll see you in part 2.
Bye, everybody.